For decades, the absolute superiority of the U.S. Navy across the globe has rested not just on its carrier strike groups, but on a profound understanding of the undersea battlespace. However, a new reality is taking shape. China is moving aggressively to erase that advantage. According to a shocking report from March 2026, Beijing is conducting a vast campaign to map and monitor the ocean floor across the Pacific, Indian, and Arctic Oceans. This is far more than a mere scientific endeavor. It is a systematic preparation of the battlespace for a potential submarine conflict with the United States and its allies. By deploying hundreds of sensors and dozens of research vessels, China aims to create a transparent ocean, an environment where the stealth of American submarines, long considered their ultimate weapon, could be rendered entirely obsolete. At the heart of this campaign are civilian-operated research vessels with deep-rooted ties to the military, most notably the Dongfang Hong 3. Tracking data reveals that this vessel has spent years crisscrossing sensitive maritime zones from the waters near Taiwan and the U.S. stronghold of Guam to critical shipping lanes in the Indian Ocean. The danger posed by these ships lies in their ability to collect incredibly detailed hydrographic data, including water temperature, salinity, and undersea currents. Why is this data so critical? Because sonar waves travel differently depending on water conditions. By mastering thermal maps and salinity levels, China can optimize its sonar performance to detect adversary submarines at much greater distances, while simultaneously helping its own subs find undersea ridges and valleys to hide in effectively. Mapping strategic choke points like the Malacca Strait indicates that China is preparing scenarios to protect its energy import routes from undersea interdiction. China's campaign is built upon the pillar of civil-military fusion. Beijing utilizes civilian research ships to conduct overt surveys, while the data gathered is fed directly into the People's Liberation Army Navy plan. The ambitious Transparent Ocean project has deployed vast arrays of sensors, buoys, and subsea listening stations surrounding strategic areas like Japan and Guam. The objective is to provide real-time data on every movement beneath the surface. As the ocean becomes transparent, the stealth advantage of the U.S. Navy will erode, forcing the Pentagon to recalibrate its entire defense strategy in the Pacific. This is no longer just a race for the number of hulls on the surface. It is a race to see who can see through the darkness of the deep first. Imagine a conflict scenario in the waters east of the Philippines in late 2026. A U.S. Navy Virginia-class attack submarine is attempting to move into position to defend the Bashi Channel. In the past, this sub could easily vanish by hiding beneath thermocline's layers of water where temperature changes bend sonar waves. However, thanks to the sensor network China has spent 5 years installing, the plan knows exactly where these acoustic holes are located. Instead of searching blindly, Chinese Type 54A frigates focus their sonar on specific hydrographic weak points mapped by the Dongfang Hong 3. Despite operating in its quietest mode, the American sub is detected. Simultaneously, a Chinese ballistic missile submarine, utilizing superior knowledge of the local seabed, vanishes into a deep-sea trench that the U.S. has yet to map accurately, leaving Allied subhunters completely in the dark. In this scenario, China's undersea eyes have stripped the U.S. of its initiative, turning a once safe haven into a prearranged lethal trap. These mapping efforts reveal a strategic obsession with breaking the first island chain encirclement. Beijing is searching for safe corridors for its ballistic missile submarines to reach the deep waters of the Pacific, where they can maintain a credible nuclear deterrent against the U.S. mainland. Furthermore, surveying in the Arctic and Indian Oceans confirms China's ambition to become a premier global maritime power by the 2030s. These seabed maps are not just research papers. They are the chessboard China is setting. As scientific data is transformed into new types of combat capabilities, the race for the deep will decide who truly masters the oceans in the 21st century. Data is the weapon, and China is ensuring it will no longer be blind in the shadows of the deep.